KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adayitano program. Harley-Davidson of Guam. Visit our new showroom now located on Route 8 in Mighty. IP&E Fueling Excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Prime Time, the latest with the negligent homicide case in Ordet. We speak with one man who knew the victim. Plus, Miss Guam Earth joins others alleging she was sexually harassed at the international pageant. She speaks with our Carmen Victoria Terlahi. And the Guam Election Commission will meet next week to recount the senatorial race.
Half day and good evening.
We start off with more on that fight turned deadly in Ordet. The suspect appearing in court today.
Court documents giving us new details about what happened. One man who knew the victim also spoke with us at the crime scene. An elderly man who was assaulted last week dies in the hospital on Wednesday. His alleged attacker now under arrest and charged with negligent homicide as a third-degree felony.
The guy got hit and then he died.
Frank Rages says he frequents this plaza and would often chat with the victim.
I thought bad because the guy's kind of handicapped. I feel sorry for him. I heard that he was looking at the kids or the girlfriend, and the guy got mad and he hit him. But everybody said that, George's kind of off a little bit.
The alleged assault occurred last Friday night at the Sunshine Plaza in Orda. That's where 36-year-old Anthony Sellis told police he punched the victim, George Dionis, in the face. Dionis fell to the ground bleeding.
No, it is that. I feel sorry for the guy because I see him walk around back and forth, riding the bus. Like, he's not really, he doesn't have his car or anything. So I feel sorry for him. Really feel bad. I feel bad. According
to Sellis, he punched the man because Dionis had harassed his family members earlier that day. Dionis remained in the ICU until Wednesday when he passed away.
But I think he shouldn't have hit him, just excuse him. But he did, he hit him and then he passed away.
An autopsy showed he died from massive intracranial bleeding to the brain. The manner of death, a homicide. Sellis appeared in court for a magistrate's hearing late Friday. The man charged in a double homicide in Harmon will stay in jail until his trial next month. As reported, Joseph Sagdal remains in custody on $500,000 cash bail. Defense has motioned that he post real property instead. The Contreras building in Hagåtña owned by DNC Inc. The government objected to this on grounds Sagdal's attorney David Lujan holds shares in DNA Inc. According to court's decision and order, that motion has been denied as it would violate the rules of professional conduct due to conflict of interest. It was almost a year ago when Sagdal, who is a shooting instructor, was in the Harmon area when he alleges he was hit in the face with a slingshot for unknown reasons. Court documents state he followed his attackers and shot them multiple times. Sagdal appeared in court on Friday because he's asserted his rights to a speedy trial. The trial has been set for December 3rd.
While the Archdiocese of Hagåtña prepares to file bankruptcy, yet another victim of clergy sex abuse files suit against the church. Only identified by his initials to protect his identity, former 54-year-old Asin resident MCA alleges he was sexually molested and abused by Monsignor Jose Ada Leon Guerrero and Father Raymond Tachira. According to the complaint filed in the Superior Court of Guam, MCA was an altar boy at the Asin Parish. He was only 8 years old when he alleges Guerrero raped him and performed sex acts on him on parish grounds. The priest reportedly reminded the boy not to tell anybody since he was, quote, a chosen child, end quote. Though Guerrero was transferred to another parish, MCA was sexually abused by the second priest, also on parish grounds, for a period of 3 years. Both priests passed away in the 70s. MCA is suing for $10 million.
Miss Guam Earth is speaking out on social media, joining other pageant contestants alleging a sponsor sexually harassed them at the 2018 Miss Earth International Competition in Manila, Philippines.
The local chapter now launching an investigation of their own. Carmen Terlahi reports.
Emma Mae Sheedy is the reigning Miss Earth Guam 2018. For a year and a half, she's been preparing for her first international beauty pageant. But the pageant that took place over the weekend in the Philippines wasn't all what she expected.
The pageant itself, it was absolutely amazing. It was really good. There, of course, everything that you expect from any type of opportunity you get, it won't always be 100%.
Emma is currently living in New York. We caught up with her over the phone Friday morning.
For the most part, it's everything that I wrote in my post. There was a specific sponsor that was made a lot of the girls feel uncomfortable.
Naming that sponsor on Instagram, she says Amado S. Cruz from the Manila Yacht Club, quote, became a problem for many delegates, end quote. Listing her personal encounters with Cruz, writing, quote, he grabbed my bare backside at the national costume competition where I was able to push him away, end quote. Adding he made other girls uncomfortable like Miss Earth Canada and Miss Earth England 2018, who've also shared their experience on social media.
It was hard, obviously. I went to the pageant to be a role model and make a difference, and to have myself looked on as an object was heartbreaking. I did talk to the organization about what happened, and they didn't do anything about it.
These 3 pageant contestants saying they mentioned the incidents to the International Miss Earth organization.
It's just one individual person. It's not the organization. Of course, there could have been actions taken, but I'm focused on the specific person that has been a problem for multiple years.
Amidst these allegations, the local chapter responds, saying they're launching a full investigation. Frank Santos with the local franchise explains they have a zero-tolerance policy for sexual assault.
The organization does not tolerate that. We have zero tolerance for stuff like that. Even in our local events for the Miss Earth, we don't tolerate none of that stuff. No sexual harassment, no sexual favors, nothing. It's zero for us.
Meantime, Sheedy says one, quote, rotten apple won't change her dreams of being a role model.
I am the first openly gay Miss Earth International delegate as well, so that kind of shows that I am open with who I am, and I'm open with everything that I've experienced, and I just want to be a role model. I want people to understand that things like this are not okay.
The Miss Earth Guam organization is set to issue a statement on the matter soon. Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
The Guam Election Commission says it still has to count hundreds of general election ballots. But GC head Maria Pengelina doubts those ballots will affect Leon Guerrero Tenorio's Super Tuesday win.
There were thousands of votes in between the two. Now, so it won't affect the race.
She tells KUAM News there are over 300 outstanding absentee ballots sent off island and still has to count 47 ballots cast by Guam relief workers in Saipan and 60 homebound ballots cast on election day. Will that affect Lou and Josh's garnering of 50% plus one and stave off a possible runoff election?
So if you look at it, it may be, most likely it'll turn out to be still 50 plus one.
Republicans Ray Tenorio and Tony Atta didn't respond to calls for comment, and they haven't conceded to Lou and Josh yet, saying they'll instead wait for all ballots to be counted and the pending certification of the results by the GEC. But GOP Party Chair Jerry Crisosimo says in his mind the fat lady has already sung. Certification of general election results should take place 10 days after the election. According to Guam election law, the GEC will also conduct the senatorial recount when they meet next week Thursday at 1 p.m.
Chris, Guam's private hospital has had its accreditation renewed for another 3 years. The Guam Regional Medical City announced it was reaccredited by the Joint Commission, allowing an on-site inspection in October. GRMC says an inspection team was here for 3 days in October, even while Typhoon Yutu was threatening. Hospital chairwoman and CEO Margaret Bengzon says they received full and unconditional reaccreditation. This is in contrast to the public hospital. GMH lost its accreditation by the commission earlier this year.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
Cheers to 80 years. It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
These are our islands, and this is our Laddystone. This is what we stand for and who we are. For more than 35 years, we delivered connections that matter throughout the Marianas. First, via radio link, then by fiber optic cable. we launched the region's first 4G LTE network and continue to make our network faster and stronger. Telecommunications change the way our islands interact with the world, but not the heart behind those interactions. IT&E. Explore your world.
It's Micronesia Mall's 30th anniversary, and to celebrate, we are giving away a new Kia Soul LX, a Mazda 3i Sport, the popular Honda Civic LX, and 30 Manila Flyaways during our 30th anniversary Drive-Away Flyaway. Win 3 great cars from Triple J Auto Group, 30 Flyaways from Philippine Airlines, plus thousands of prizes from Burger King and Foot Locker when you play Micronesia Mall's 30th anniversary Drive-Away Flyaway.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Welcome back. 2 weeks after Super Typhoon Yutu hit, Tinian reports some progress in its recovery efforts. More than 90% of water service has been restored to the island, but power is still out, and a majority of the homes still need to be repaired or rebuilt. Meanwhile, disaster recovery centers were open Friday in Tinian, Saipan, and Rota for residents who suffered damage and property loss. Reps from FEMA and the U.S. Small Business Administration will be available to answer questions about home and business recovery funds and other disaster relief. And Guam Animals in Need sent a disaster relief team to Saipan and Tinian. It will provide direct care to injured animals, aid with shelter repairs, and conduct damage assessments for FEMA. Gain also delivered 200 pounds of medicine and medical supplies and 2 pallets of pet food and animal shelter supplies.
The FSM Consulate is launching a relief drive for Super Typhoon Yutu victims. New Consul General Teresa Philippines says they are accepting most types of donations except for money and clothing.
Governor of Sinamai's recommendation, he wants all donations, whether financial or in kind, from the FSM to go to the benefit of FSM citizens residing in the Sinamai. So that's the plan right now. We're talking with Matson. We're organizing ourselves as a community here on Guam. We're looking at having all donations come to the office by next week, Friday, the 16th, so that we can start, stocking up, piling the container and ship out. Hopefully it'll reach Saipan before Thanksgiving or just in time for Thanksgiving.
Donations can be dropped off at the consulate office on Route 16 in Harmon between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Well, looking to update that family photo and have it shot by one of Guam's best photographers, mark your calendars for Saturday, November 10th for Pushing Buttons for Saipan and Tinian, Part U2. Jonah Charfers has the details.
Super Typhoon Yutu has been the strongest typhoon of 2018 to date and has devastated our brothers and sisters on Tinian and Saipan. A united force of Guam photographers will take professional portraits of families, couples, furry family members, newborns, and anything else at a discounted price. 100% of the proceeds will go directly to Yutu relief efforts. In previous years, the group has held the same event, raising funds for Japan, Saipan, and the Philippines when they were hit with natural disasters. Photographer Luis Santos is one of the coordinators for the upcoming event.
Our brothers and sisters up north need our help now more than ever. We decided that we're going to unite together and do another one, raise funds for them again.
Over the course of the day-long event, there will be over 24 of some of the island's talented shutterbugs involved.
We're going to be the ones doing all the portraits and picture taking. We'll be manning the tables for the printing and the editing and things like that. So everybody there has something to do with photography or is a photographer themselves.
It truly is a steal of a deal.
Is probably the best you ever get price-wise because it's really very inexpensive compared to pictures you would get done in the studio.
The group is once again partnering up with the Western Pacific Islands Association of Fire Chiefs.
They're the ones that are going to ensure that these funds get to the people who need it most.
According to WPI AFC President and GFD Acting Fire Chief Joey Nicholas, the association is a nonprofit and has many missions, one being, of course, uniting the fire service across the Pacific Islands.
Another mission of it is to do what we can to give back to the community, especially communities in need. And so that's what kind of connected us to this effort.
One of the photographers participating is Jason Paulino.
It's just how we are as a culture. And I'm pretty sure our Northern Island brothers and sisters would help us if it was our turn, So it's just about caring for them, taking care of them. They need this right now, and we got to do whatever we can. Every cent, every penny counts.
The Pushing Buttons for Saipan and Tinian event will be held on Saturday, November 10th at the Guam Premier Outlet from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's $20 for an 8x10, $10 for an additional print, and $30 for digital file and print package.
It's a great cause. It's a great effort initiated, by the people for Northern Marianas. So please come out and support it.
For more information, you can visit their event page on Facebook. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfris.
The next best thing to being at a Notre Dame football game is watching it with Irish friends and family. In our next story, Jonah Goncharfris has more about a local ND club that gather for Game Watch Sundays.
Couple of years, a handful of University and Notre Dame alum, both young and old on Guam, gather at Applebee's in Tamuning for Game Watch Sundays to cheer on the Irish. 35-year-old Christiana Whitman, a 2004 ND graduate, says the idea of an ND game club came to be when she first moved back to Guam a couple of years ago.
Friends of mine, also alumni of ND, would be chatting while the games were going on, and then we decided it was kind of a good idea to just get together and actually watch it together.
What was happening was after we graduated from college, everyone was just kind of going home and we'd all be either on the phone or talking to each other about the game. And so finally I said, why don't we just get together and have a game watch?
After a week full of work, chaperoning kids to and from practice, and other things that keep them busy, unwinding with friends and football is a must.
What makes it so fun is that we really can get together and we have this camaraderie with each other, and no one really understands Notre Dame football more than the fans.
And Carla attributes her love for the game to her father, Justice Robert Torres, who is also an ND grad.
He used to wake us up at 3 in the morning and 5 in the morning to watch these games, and so starting from a very, very early age, I was so excited about Notre Dame football.
2004 ND graduate Joseph Perez says he has always had a love for football, and that carried over to ND.
I played football in GYFL since I was 3rd grade, and I played all the way through and actually played at Notre Dame intramural leagues. And even when I moved back to Guam, I played in MFL. So I've just been an all-around football fan growing up.
As for how their team is doing thus far,
we're doing well, but I have to knock on wood because it's always scary. So we have a big game today, and we're hoping to go all the way and stay undefeated.
I'm looking forward to finishing out the season undefeated. We're in the top 3 right now, and hopefully we'll get to the championship.
It's a long road, but our schedule looks promising, so we're hopeful for the best.
And I'm sure you will find these devoted fans glued to the big screens on Sunday, November 11th, when the Fighting Irish go up against Florida State Seminoles at 10:30 a.m. on NBC TV8.
Keep it here. Sports is next.
saves money on Black Friday. But at Cars Plus in Mighty, you can save all month long during our Black Friday sales event. Right now, save up to $10,500 on a new Ram 1500 or save up to $6,000 on a new Chrysler 300. How about a new Chrysler Pacifica? Save up to $4,000. Buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card where you'll get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Get great deals all month during Cars Plus Black Friday sales event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. You know how we do it every Friday. We hit you up with our Athlete of the Week. Check it out. We're here, Darren Tony Saganya, for our Athlete of the Week. Today we have Spike 22 fighter Kyle Money Uggan. Jack?
On behalf of Darren Tony, congratulations. Who would you like to donate your check to?
I'll be donating the check to Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Recently picking up a win in Japan, fighting in Pancrase 300. Tell us who you fought and how the fight went for you out there in Japan.
I fought Hiroshige Tanaka. Man, the fight was great. It's been about maybe 10 months since my last fight, so I was just super excited coming into this fight. Just super excited to compete and just be in the ring again.
How did the body feel after 10 months off and getting in the cage again?
I had Ryan Claris over at Custom Fitness help me out, just recover, get back to 100%. You know, just work back on just mixed martial arts in general, you know, just exhausting the body, you know, just educating the mind and just staying sharp. So coming into this fight, I just felt 100% and just excited to compete. I went in there just knowing that I wanted to get the W. I needed to get the W in order to proceed and, you know, just grow in my career. So I went out there and just played my game plan, just wrestled the guy. The guy was kind of a striker. So I did a lot of wrestling during this fight and during the camp.
Your fourth time fighting in Japan. What's the fan base like as far as recognition for you out there fighting?
Yeah, so the fan base is super different than here in Guam or anywhere else out in Japan. They're very respectful, so they appreciate the martial art, you know. So like when they're watching something or when they're seeing something, you don't hear the crowd. The crowd's not wild. It's not crazy. Like, give him an armbar, go armbar him, punch him in his face. They don't do all that. They just applaud, just little claps and nothing too crazy. But I love that so much. There's so much respectful out there, and just competing in an environment like that just makes you understand like it's not just a scrap, it's a martial art, and it's an actual art other than just scrapping and fighting.
And there's been a spike in high school violence with kids fighting and posting videos. You guys done a lot of outreach talking to kids and students.
Yeah, I guess what I have to say for that is that you don't get anything out of doing all these street fights. You don't get any recognition out of it. You can't be the baddest guy. That's not going to take you anywhere in life, you know. I feel that all that energy you guys are using to do that out there, you can focus it on your education, on your careers, how to be a better person, and just be the best version of yourself.
Congratulations. Stay tuned to our next Darren Tone Athlete of the Week.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by...
Don't forget to come out and support our youth and high school football players as they hit the field for the 4th annual Triple J All-Star Games tomorrow. Gates at Angels Field in Dedido open at 3 in the afternoon. Kickoff for the Matua All-Star Game will be at 4 in the afternoon, followed by the high school All-Star Game between Team Mustangs